Ron, mate, you said it yourself just off camera there. This was a game that United couldn't afford to lose today. Where does this leave us, and more importantly, mate, where does this leave Ollie with this team now after this? It can only be described as a catastrophic result for us.
We're in a difficult situation from here to where. We really needed to win this game to try and get some momentum to go into the Atalanta match. We've not got that. We've kind of wasted this opportunity. I mean, you can't even say the players were tired because they flew in, if that makes sense. I don't know, man. This is a bit of a head scratcher, and I don't think there's an easy solution. Ollie's kind of scratching his head, the coaches are scratching their heads, the players must be scratching their heads as well, and we needed to really win this game, and by the sounds of it, we got beaten and beaten well. And it's difficult to see how we're going to kind of get out of the position that we're in at the moment. I'm not sure, man. I've not got a clue. Ollie's not got a clue. The coaches ain't got a clue, and a lot of the players, they don't seem to have a clue. When the going gets tough, they seem to run away, man, or bury their heads in the sand, and it's not good enough, unfortunately. It's not good enough. I feel sorry for little Alfie, man. Yeah. You must have been telling him that United were a good team. They were the best once upon a time, but these days it's a shadow of what they were.
Just ask that question there, mate. You've come over here hoping to join in with some celebrations with United fans. You've been working yourself, mate, but it sort of rolls into week in, week out now. We're getting the same result. Only today, for me, the difference was we played a better team today. Yeah. This game could have happened any one of the previous 7 in the league, in my opinion, mate. I don't know how you feel on it, because performances have been very similar, except today they finished and we didn't. Oh, well, we didn't even create anything, but Leicester had 11 shots on target. And but for De Gea, it could have been even worse today, mate. Well,
performances have just not been good enough. Sometimes you can nick a result and it can kind of paper over the cracks and mask a performance, but we're not even performing. It's scary. It doesn't make any sense, you know. Leicester got injuries, we've got injuries, so we can't use that as an excuse. Pogba, Martial, they kind of won a trophy during the international break. Ronaldo banged in a hat-trick, so you're thinking confidence is high, but something ain't quite right. There seems to be something that ain't quite right. And what I'd say is, like, if you're a chef, you can have the right ingredients, you can make that souffle, but it doesn't mean to say the souffle is going to rise. And there seems to be an issue where there's some missing ingredient. There seems to be something that's not quite there. And we better find it soon. Ollie better find it soon, otherwise he's going to be in even bigger trouble. We need to win against Atalanta. We can't afford to drop any more points if we've got any aspirations to get further in the Champions League. We're just making it hard for ourselves. For some reason, United just do that. We always do it the hard way. It's never the easy way, man.
I've asked the same question to everyone now. I mean, start of the season we were saying possibly a title challenge for that squad. Right now, is it all about top 4 right now in the league on its own?
On paper, on paper we should be challenging. We've got the squad, we spend the money. Can't even blame the owners, man. We spent money. Maybe we could have spent it in different areas, because we are lacking a midfielder, man. The engine room was needed addressing for a long time. Channels were banging on about Sancho this, Sancho that. I'm not sure he's what we needed. And in midfield, we seem to keep buying box-to-box players when we kind of crying out for a bit of variety, a bit of a mixture, a different kind of skill set of players with different skill sets, but we've not kind of got that. I don't know what to say.
Mate, you're not the only one. Everyone's struggling for words right now. And like I said there, I've never seen an away end empty so quickly. One fan just told me there that he's done a good job in boosting morale right now. I'm not seeing any morale in the fan base. I'm not seeing anything on the pitch. I'm seeing no encouragement at all right now. And it can only go so far, surely, before the inevitable.
Yeah, you know, you're right. On paper, we should be challenging. On the pitch, though, we're nowhere near, mate. We're nowhere near. Teams like Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea, Man City in particular, they're a different gravy, mate. Klopp, Pep, the way they've got their players playing, we're far away from that. It's unfortunate. I think aspirations will have to be readdressed. It is what it is. We've got Ollie, we've got these players. We're going to have to kind of find a solution to the problems that we have with what we've got. We're not going to get in a coach that's going to transform things or anything like that, and we can't look to always getting the checkbook out to buy a player to fix the problems. We've got to roll the sleeves up and get better with what we've got. It's as simple as that. The players need to have a look at themselves, so does the coaching and the management staff. You know, there was no McFred today. We're still not kind of doing the business. Pogba's in the team, Bruno's in the team. We're still not doing the business.
It's at times today, mate. I know you just come up and just turned up to the stadium, but is there a case for not playing Ronaldo?
You know what, it's an interesting one, because people are talking about Fergie's comments and they forget that Fergie rested plenty of players and he dropped plenty of players. He did that all the time, and sometimes we'd lose the match because he'd bring players on to rescue the game and it was too late by that point. So these things happen. Ronaldo's 36. I'm not sure if he can play every minute of every game, but knowing the man that Ronaldo is, he's going to want to play every single minute of every match because, yes, he wants to be successful with United, but for Ronaldo, it's about his legacy. And his legacy is scoring as many goals as he can, if that makes sense. So we need to mix it up. You know, Martial scored in his last game for United. He's not featured in this game, I don't think. Ronaldo's back in. It's a weird one. You know, Ollie did rest some players against Everton and we were in cruise control. We were winning that game. Then all of a sudden they equalised and he made subs before the equaliser went in. He might have made different subs and it's a fine line. We kind of draw that game. Ronaldo's kind of in a bit of a mood. Pogba's in a bit of a mood because he didn't start. And you know, if you're the manager, you should be able to sort of rest or drop players. You know, you've got to have that authority. And if you've not got that, you're kind of in trouble. And I think Ollie is in a bit of trouble. He's had a lot of players. He's kind of kicked the ball down the road a bit where he's sort of saying, you know, I'll play you with Donny and Lingard and a few. And chickens are kind of coming home to roost in a way now where it's kind of like, well, you said this or that. Now you've got to kind of deliver. Or, you know, they're going to kind of leave the club. And the worst thing is, we could be needing a new rebuild in the summer. Donny could be going, Pogba could be going, Lingard could be going. Some of the other defenders that are not playing, they could be leaving, and all of a sudden you need a new rebuild, and then it's like, well, do you stick with the manager or do you twist and get somebody new in? And if you get somebody new in, we're kind of back to square one.
It's hard, mate, and Ron, cheers for your comments, mate. Really
You're welcome.
appreciate it.
Keep the faith.